I'm not sure. I'm getting some feedback from someone's mic. Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining me. Just once again, just to remind you, please, top right-hand corner button that says view, click on that, go to speaker view, then just on my thing, just click on pin because I don't share screen. I use a thing called ManyCam, which enables me to switch between cameras. So for example, I'm able to show you that, and then I'm also able to show you that. And that gives you some idea of the kind of thing. Thank you for recording the program. Give you some idea of what you're able to do on ManyCam. So this is how you're going to watch my presentation. You'll see me in the bottom right-hand screen. And while you're waiting, so there are two apps that I'm going to use today. One of them is called Pro Movie Recorder, and the other one is called VLLO. I know that they're both available for free. Sometimes they're a little bit hard to find. If you're not going to be using Pro Movie Recorder, no problem. Whatever you are using to record it, even if you're using the standard one, what I'll go through will help you tremendously. But importantly, I'm going to be doing my video editing on something called VLLO. It is an extremely powerful video editor that is 100% free. In fact, I'm quite amazed at how it just keeps improving. And I'll talk about some of the other apps I use as well at the time. So just by way of introduction, my name is Mike Said, a little company called Mike Said What. You're welcome to email me on mike@mikesaidwhat.co.za. I'm always taking WhatsApp on 081-398-2190. You're welcome to send me questions, any queries you have, but please no voice notes. I absolutely hate them. In fact, to be honest, I don't listen to them at all. I just ignore them. And then people phone me after and say, did you get my voice note? And I say, I have no idea. So I know that someone, particularly someone like Peter Yuko, might send me one just for fun. Peter, thank you, but I still won't listen regardless. So what you can expect today. First of all, I'm going to talk about how to turn your story into a script, because video editing and doing a video is all about having a script and telling a story. Then we're going to talk about recording your narrative, how to do that. I'm going to talk about the mobile video gear that you might use. I'm going to talk about my favorite app on the whole App Store, which is Quik. It's Q-U-I-K. It's made by GoPro. It's a really fast little video editor. It's great for on-the-fly kind of editing. I'll show you all about that. Then I'll talk to you about setting up your filming app, what works best for you and what works best for me. Then we'll talk a little bit about shooting your footage. Then I'm going to go into editing. Very, very important chance to go into editing. I'll talk about your soundtrack. I'll talk about how to use and produce your videos. Then I'm going to show you my little video that I made. And then I'm going to add something else. I'm going to challenge all of you to make your own video and send it to me. So here's the challenge. Within 2 weeks of today, the person that sends me the best little video entitled A Day in My Life, using as many skills that you have here, will get a free 1.5 hour video consultation with me to go through anything that you want. You can use it for Canva, you can use it for video, anything you like, but there's the prize for you, 1.5 hours of free video tutorial with me online when we're ready. Okay, let's get cracking. Turning your story from story to script is the first step along the path. So I do a little course where I teach people about my brand positioning statement. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, I'm actually doing that on the 5th of May. I think it is the 5th of June, I think it is. And it's called Cutting Through the Digital Clutter, where I will take you through how to write your brand positioning statement, which is a very important part of all your marketing. So bear that in mind. I'm pretty sure that someone will post that in the stream, and you can sign up for that one as well. So the first thing you really want to do is you actually want to write yourself a script. And let's say we're doing a little business script, and I'll send this to Laurie and Tracy, and they'll share this with a group, a little PDF for you. And basically in your script, you want to answer some questions. Like, for example, who are you? What is your story? What do you do? And what inspires you? That's just a little kind of basic script. So I would write a little script for myself if I wanted to, and the script would look something like this. It would be my name, kind of what I want to say. It was all there. Then on the right-hand side, what I tend to do is I write the kind of scenes that I want to see at that particular time. Because what a lot of people do is they go shoot the video first and then go write the script. And then they say, hell, if only I'd shot this little piece of video, only I'd shot that little piece of video. So I really believe it's important to do the other way around. Write yourself your entire script And once you've got your script, then start planning the scenes in your head. Now, some of those scenes you might shoot yourself, some of them you might want to make on Canva and import, and I'll give you a little lesson on that as well while we're going on today. Or you might actually want to download some stock footage. There are lots of stock footage sites. There are free ones available. I'll post some links in when the recording goes out. I'll send some links as well to that. So I'll always start off with a script. It just saves me hours and hours and hours from doing it afterwards. So the next thing I want to do is I need to record what I've just written. And everyone says, do I need a studio? No, you really don't need a studio. All you really need is your phone. Your phone is good enough. The problem is you tend to do it in a room where there's lots of echo. So I always tell people, do you have a kind of walk-in cupboard or even a wide cupboard? Take your phone in there, stick your head inside the cupboard. All that clothing around you will stop. Now, don't stand away from the cupboard. Then you'll wonder why all the sound's bouncing. Walk right into the cupboard, have all the clothing around you. If that doesn't work, put a blanket up in front of you or a towel. Go into a room with lots of soft furnishings. What you really want to try and stop is this echo that bounces around. And you can record your own video. It's really so easy. You can simply go and record your video on your phone. Now, the trick with recording on your phone is not to try and get it right in one shot. You can record everything, make a couple of mistakes, remind yourself, go back one paragraph. It's pretty easy to do. Play with it, do your own recordings, have some fun, very easy to do. Another thing you might want to do is actually download a small little teleprompter for yourself on your phone. Now, the one I use is called TeleSmart. It did cost me about 190 Rand. But what's absolutely wonderful about Teleprompter Smart is that it actually follows your voice as you go along. It moves with your voice. And I happened to find one the other day. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to post it for you in the link at the moment. I found one the other day. Where's the link that I saved? I found this little thing called Teleprompter Mirror. Let me just post this in the chat for you quickly. Go back to Zoom. Hello, Zoom. I'm just going to post this in the chat. So this is a teleprompter that works on your voice, but on your PC. So you could have your PC open. You could put your whole script out there, put your phone on a tripod in front of your PC or just above it, and you can have a professional teleprompter that follows your voice prompts as you go along. If you don't want to pay the money, there are a couple of other free ones at the moment, very easy to use, makes recording and editing video a hell of a lot easier with teleprompter. Once you've got the voice, you now want to do some stuff with it. And there are two places. Number one, if you're prepared to do a little bit of a learning curve, go to audacityteam.org and download a free audio. It's a whole recording studio. You can cut, you can edit, you can reverb, you can change the pitch and tone, you can change the speed. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but if you're going to take your video seriously, please feel free, go down to audacityscity.org. But my go-to place is a little site called 123apps.com. And 123apps.com has got some of the most incredible apps that you can imagine that are free online. You can cut video, join video, edit video, cut sound, edit sound, record sound. I know Laurie was saying earlier she can't even open PDFs at the moment because of her. Sorry, no, it wasn't Laurie. Sorry, I was talking to someone else this morning who was telling me that she can't. So I'll have to get hold of Jody Starkovitz. I know she's not here today. Was telling me that she's battling with her PDFs at the moment. There's a whole PDF suite on 123apps. It's probably one of the most incredible free resources that you can imagine. And once you start playing with it, you're absolutely going to love it. For example, someone sends you a video in the wrong format, go into 123apps, convert it to an MP3 or an MP4, no problem, very easy to use. So that's where you go from there. And then also another thing that I really like to use very often is Fiverr. Now that's www.fiverr.com. If you use that particular code that's up there, I will get a little bit of a kickback. I get a few gigs if you guys buy a couple of gigs. That's where I go when I want a voiceover done. There's a really great guy. His name is Nick Manny. That's his site over there. He does a really nice South African voice. Costs me roughly about R1 to R2 a word, depending on what I'm doing. And sometimes you do want a professional voiceover. There are other places you can do voiceovers. You can do AI, artificial intelligence voiceovers. That you can certainly hear that the AI, and when I tend to use AI voices is when I'm either in a little bit of rush, there's absolutely no budget, or if I'm using a cartoon character where it really doesn't matter that the voice matches. In other words, I don't mind an artificial intelligence voice when I've got an artificial intelligence character. So, for example, that little character that I've got on the left-hand side over there, I can animate him, and then I can have him use a artificial intelligence voice to do one of my videos. But on the whole, you want it to sound real. You want it to sound authentic. I'm not sure if Aviva Baron Rothschild is on today. She recently made a video with a bit of guidance. I helped her with setting it up, with writing the script, with recording a voice. She used her own voice. She's been sending it out there. She's been getting great responses to it. So I know that video really does work at the moment. So there we've got the sound all sorted out for you. Next thing is, let's look at the kind of gear that you're going to use. Now, in the old days, you really would have needed at least a DSLR or maybe a fancy camera. Nowadays, your phone is more than good enough. I cannot tell you just how good, particularly if you've got one of the late model, which I don't. I only have an iPhone 7, and I consider that good enough. If you're moving up to the iPhone X and the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 10 and the Samsung A20, I'm not even sure what the latest number is at the moment, they have remarkable, but absolutely, they're actually calling them DSLR killers, because the phone and the quality that you can record is actually so good. So let's have a look at the mobile gear that I'm going to recommend that you use. And first thing you want to do is you want to get yourself a tripod. My go-to tripod is kind of that one in the middle there, that one where that kind of holds your phone. You at least want to get one of those adapters. I think you're going to get a tripod on Takealot with one of those things for somewhere between 150 and 300 Rand. Absolutely worth it. Please, there's nothing worse than watching a guy with his hand up, kind of shaking the phone, and you see the background moving all the time. Take the trouble, invest in a little tripod. If not, stand your phone up against something. I always keep a big blob of press stick around. Don't push the press stick against the wall and try to hold your phone there, because you're going to be buying a new phone. But put the blob of press stick on the table or on something. Make a little ridge in it with your phone. It'll hold your phone absolutely perfect for the minute and a half or 3 minutes that you're going to be recording. So please try and remember to steady your phone as much as you possibly can when you're recording. So those are the kind of like little clamps you want. The one on the left-hand side is about 50 Rand. For me, that's really more than good enough. You do get some fancy ones if you're prepared to spend a bit of money, that adjust the size, that tilt, that swivel. I haven't really found a use for them. My little go-to one is the one on the left-hand side. Absolutely worth the money. Available in most of these like little cell phone shops as well, maybe 50 to 100 Rand. Do yourself a favor, spend the money, invest in yourself. The next thing you want to talk about is the actual sound recording. Now, the only problem with sound recording on your phone or on your camera is that the phone tends to be a little bit too far away from you, and you get a lot of reverb, you get a lot of sound out there. So I really do recommend that you buy what's known as a lav mic, L-A-V mic. Once again, if you go into Takealot and you search for a lav mic, it's going to cost you about 150 to 250 Rand. It's more than enough. All I want to say to you is please make sure that you buy a lav mic that fits your particular phone. Now, the phones have for example, if you're using the latest iPhone, there is no 3.5 millimeter jack. You need to have the actual adapter that goes with it. So please just take the trouble to ensure that you're buying a microphone that matches your particular thing. I have gone one step further. I've invested in a little bit. On the right-hand side, there's something known as a Zoom recorder. So what I tend to do is I tend to record the sound and the video on two different devices, and then I use Premiere Pro to match the two. Now, if you're not quite in that league, no problem. Record on your phone. Even if you haven't got a lav microphone, it's fine. Just speak clearly. Make sure there's no sound around you. Do your recording. Have fun. That's what you need for sound recording. So then let me talk about my number one app, which is actually called Quik. It's Q-U-I-K. It's the kind of app that I use when I'm doing a little event for a client, or even if I'm at a wedding or a bar mitzvah or doing a little event with Sasha, anything like that, Quick is just this remarkable little app that has so much going for it. You'll find it kind of over there on my screen. I'm not even sure if I can play this for you, but Quick, it edits stuff so fast and so well for me. Let me just see if it'll play. It won't. Okay, but it's kind of my go-to app. Unfortunately, I can't show you a demonstration of it right now, but please take the trouble, learn a little bit about Quick. It's a great way. What it does is use artificial intelligence to edit your clips for you. So you can go to an event, you can shoot 10 little clips and try and shoot them in short little things, put them in Quick and ask Quick to do it itself. You'll be amazed at the kind of response and what you get out of something. So now I'm going to talk about setting up your actual filming app. Is there a desktop version for Quick? I'm not sure. I think there is, Trevor, but unfortunately it's a bit clunky. Quick is just great on a mobile device, either on your phone or on your, so where you shoot is where you edit, is where you load from. So that would be my kind of answer to that one. So now let's talk about setting up your filming app. Now I'm going to talk particularly about the one that I said there, Movie Pro. So that's the one I'm going to be using over there, the one called Pro Movie, Promovie. You will see that on my phone, I have a multitude of little filming things. So for example, I have something there called Hyperlapse, which when I'm shooting little hyper videos. So for example, I was actually vaccinated a couple of weeks ago. I was at Mill Park. There were thousands and thousands of people in the queue. What I did is I walked down the queue holding hyperlapse, and then I played it back at about 20 times the speed just to show how long the queue was. One of my other go-to filming pro is something there called Filmic Pro, the one on the top left-hand side. If you're prepared to spend a little money, Filmic Pro is an incredible app. I think selling for about 199 Rand once off, somewhere around there. In fact, they've made movies on it. I use things like 8mm, which is just a fun little app if I want to create it, make it look like I was shooting movies in the old days. And then also iMotion, which is my stop motion. So if I want to shoot a sunset or I want to shoot something that's happening over a really long time, that's the way. Microsoft, I see Andy's asked about Microsoft Video Editor. I'm going to talk about video editing a bit later on. So let me just go through the actual filming. So I then use Pro Movie. That will be my kind of go-to thing. And when you open Pro Movie, the first thing, that's kind of what the screen's going to look like. And on the left-hand side, the little gear wheel, which is kind of your settings page, that's always my go-to place first. I go to the setting place, and the first thing I'm looking at is the overlay, the actual overlay itself. And I'll always put on the grid. That's that 3x3, known as the rule of thirds. A very important rule when you're filming anything is to understand the rule of thirds. So that's what I would recommend. Switch on overlay, switch on grid. That's step number one. Step number two is deciding what you're actually going to use. And you'll see there that my go-to is 1080p at 24 frames per second. And the way you do that is by clicking on that. And then you'll select there. First of all, you'll select your ratio. 16:9 is more or less the screen that you're looking at the moment. 4:3 is kind of an old TV set. It's very seldom that you're going to film in 4:3 at the moment. So I would set it immediately to 16:9. Resolution, 1080 is a great resolution. You will find available 4K. You can shoot at 4K. It eats up a lot of memory. Considering that most of you are going to be distributing this through YouTube or distributing it through Instagram or maybe even on WhatsApp, 1080 is more than enough. 720 you might find just a little bit less. And then also how many frames per second do I want to shoot at? And I find that when I shoot at 24 frames per second, which is what they use when they're shooting cinema, I then tend to get a more realistic look. You don't get that kind of jerky look that you might see on my hand at the moment, which you get from 30 frames per second. Of course, I can shoot at 60 frames or 120 frames and then slow it down. That's when I want to shoot something in slow motion. So, for example, I want to catch Sasha doing a tumble or doing some, when I tumble is not when I trip her, it's when she actually does some dancing. If I want to catch her doing some dancing, I then could move to 120 frames per second. And then, of course, I always shoot at the maximum quality. I can always downgrade the quality afterwards. So wherever possible, that's what I would recommend as a go-to video setting on your phone. So now you'll also see that you've set your frames per second. And another thing you can set on the bottom left-hand side there is you can actually set the shutter speed. Now, you need to understand that what a video basically is, when I shoot a video at 24 frames per second, what my phone's actually doing is it's taking 24 still images every second and then adding them together to give the effect of motion. So that's what a frames per second. So just remember that your phone doesn't actually record movement. It records a number of still images, which then translate into movement. Kind of, I know when I was growing up, I know many of you are probably too young. You got one of those little books that you flicked with your thumb, and the man was kind of running across the page. And each page was a slightly staggered thing, and that was a kind of frames per second. So I'm giving away my age there. So what I always try and do is I try and set my shutter speed. In other words, the amount of light that comes into the camera, I set that at double my frame rate. So if I'm using 24 frames per second, I try and record at 48 shutter speed. If I up that to 30, I'll then up my shutter speed to 60. It's a kind of great rule to use when it comes to that. So the next thing I'm able to set is my ISO, and I set my ISO at 100. That's kind of known as the film speed or the amount of light that's coming in. 100 is kind of just your kind of go-to, no problem there. And the next thing you can set is your white balance. I always set to auto white balance. Unless it looks really wrong, then I might have a look and see whether I want to change to tungsten or fluorescent. Is it a cloudy day? But on the whole, I can tell you that automatic white balance is absolutely perfect. And that should give you a pretty good and realistic and real feel about your film. The next thing that you can do, which is really nice, is I can set the focus and the exposure. You'll find those little blocks over there, little square block that pops up. That's your exposure block. So I can move that block onto a particular place. I can move it into the shade and then lock it on that exposure. Or I could move it onto the person's face and lock it on that exposure. That's just kind of one of the things that you want to do, is you want to make sure that your exposure doesn't change. If, for example, you're filming and suddenly the clouds come over, you want the face to still be where the exposure is. So use that, set it, and then lock it on the space that you want from there. I can also change the zoom. There's a little zoom button on the right-hand side. I can zoom in and I can zoom out just by moving my finger up and down on that little rolling screen over there. I think I actually posted an example. So, for example, right now you can see I'm actually working on the focus. I'm not working on the screen. I've changed the focus. And once again, I can decide by using that little round circle, by placing a little round circle there, by moving my finger up and down, I can actually create depth of field, which is a great thing. For example, if I'm filming myself, I want the background to be a little bit blurry. I'll put the focus on myself and I'll move that around. So there you can see all I've done is I've changed the focus. I'm going to go back one slide. There I'm focusing on the plant in the background. And here I'm focusing on the Coke bottle, which is right up in front of me. And it gives what's really known as a great little bokeh reminder, or bokeh. I'm not sure how you spell it, B-O-Q something or other. But it's when the background looks a little bit out of focus and everything else is really in bokeh, I think is the way they pronounce it. It's a great little trick on that side. So there we go. I've locked the focus. And then finally, when I'm ready to shoot, right-hand button, all I do is click record and I start recording my video. It's a tremendous little tool. It takes your own little phone camera and converts it almost into a little mini studio. It gives you almost all the kind of things on the top right hand. Sorry, just to go to the top over there, it'll show you how many minutes of recording I have left. I have about 50 minutes of recording. I can make sure I've got enough. It also shows me 37.4 gigs. That's how much memory I've got left over. And then, of course, it shows me my battery as well. And these are things you want to watch. If you're doing a long recording, make sure that your battery is up to date, that you're not losing out. In fact, that reminds me, let me plug in my iPad, because I'm going to be using that a bit later with all of you. So that's recording that goes on all the time. Very easy to use and my kind of go-to recording app. And then also you can do little things. Once you've finished, you'll find on the left-hand side the little play button. When you click the play button, all the things you've recorded will pop up. They'll come up however many you've got there, you can delete them, you can select them. Just one thing I want to remind you is that these videos are not automatically saved to your camera roll. So in other words, you now have to go in and find the ones you want, highlight them, and save them to your camera roll. Sorry, just give me 1 second. I just need to change a battery here quickly. Or my phone is going to die. Sorry, just give me 1 second on this one. I just got a phone warning. Come on, phone. Sorry, give me 1 second. I might lose me in 1 second. I'm hoping not. I'll let you know. If you do, I may have to restart my phone. Sorry about that. Talk about checking the battery. So there we go. Now you've got it. You're ready. You're ready to start filming. You've set your camera up. It's time to start shooting your actual footage. So the first thing I want to tell you, and most people make this mistake, is take the trouble to clean the lens. Just take a little cloth, even your shirt, make sure it's not something that's scratchy, and just wipe the lens. Very often I look at a picture that someone sent me, a video, and I say to them, do me a favor, just go shoot it again with a clean lens. And that includes your front lens on your camera. Please don't forget to clean that front lens that's looking at you. There's a little bit of speck of dust goes over it. Just quickly rub your hand over it. Use a little cloth, clean it, makes a big difference. Watch the light. Make sure there's not too much light coming in from one particular place. One of the big problems at the moment is glasses. And when you use those ring lights, the light tends to bounce off your glasses. So you need to be aware of that. So maybe you want to move your ring lights a little bit to the side, just kind of off center, so it's not connecting straight with your face. And the thing, even now, if I look at my own glasses, I can see my screen reflecting in those glasses. Unfortunately, not a lot I can do about that. However, whenever possible, stay steady, use a tripod, keep it balanced all the time, move as little as possible. Even if you're shooting an event, try and do really, really slow pans. Don't be jerky. Don't move the camera around. Whatever you do, don't switch from landscape to portrait, from landscape to portrait. So, for example, just to tell you the difference, I am at the moment in portrait mode, the picture of myself at the moment, whereas the presentation I'm doing is in landscape mode. I tend to shoot everything in landscape mode. In fact, I hate seeing stuff in portrait mode. The only time you should be using portrait mode, for example, is if you're doing an Instagram story or a Facebook story, which has to be in that particular mode. Otherwise, wherever possible, get in the habit of shooting everything in landscape mode. Most of the pictures you take will be in landscape mode. Most of the stock of footage that you download, that's it. Another thing, use the tripod wherever possible, leave it steady, walk away, start it. Then you'll see I say there, start early, finish late. One of the big mistakes I find that people make, I'm going to reach, if you look at me, you'll see I'll reach for my own camera, is I kind of get these things where their hands in front of the camera because they were reaching. So I click it, I walk away, I count 3 seconds. When I'm finished what it is, I want to say, I let the film run for another 2 or 3 seconds after that before I stop record, because there's nothing worse than missing those last few seconds or the guy saying goodbye or just that last piece of action. So start early, finish late, and then wherever possible, reshoot your scenes as many times as you want to. There's no reason not to reshoot a scene over and over and then choose the best one from that. It's just a great little thing. Take 20, it's all digital. Take 20 pictures, not one picture. Take 3 videos, not one video. Later on, you'll go through it, you'll edit, you'll clean, and then very, very importantly, experiment, play as much as you possibly can. I can tell you right now, excuse my language, but the first video you probably make of yourself is going to be really cuck. The second one is going to be a little bit less cuck. And after that, even a little bit less. And eventually, you'll start looking at your own videos and say, wow, that's much better. Now, we're all highly critical of ourselves on camera. We're saying, oh, is that really what my chin looks like? Oh, I can't believe how my hair's receding. We're all doing that. But that's not what people are watching for. They're watching for your content and they're watching for your sound. So experiment. Play, have some fun, go shoot some video. Once you've done that, we can then move on to editing the video. So now we're going to edit the actual video footage. Now, you can do your editing on Microsoft Windows Editor. You can do your video editing on Apple, what's Apple's one? iMovie. You can do it on Apple iMovie. You could go and download something like Premiere Pro and pay the money. If you really want to get into editing and you don't want to spend the money on Premiere Pro, there is something called DaVinci Resolve. You could go and download DaVinci Resolve. But what I have found is that on my phone, I'm able to edit high speed, high quality. Sorry, for some reason, my phone is giving me a little trouble here. I'm going to just disconnect. I might have to disconnect for 1 second, but this thing is just not charging. Just my joy. Please, phone, don't give me any trouble. Ask me nicely. So let's now talk about editing your footage. What I'm going to teach you now in editing your footage, we're going to go through a hell of a lot of stuff. First of all, I'm going to show you how to organize your folder, then how to start a project, how to choose your clips, re-audio clips, add your clips or images, flip or rotate your video, split a video, delete a portion, adjust the speed, reverse a video, trim a video, mute sound, duplicate or delete a video, transitioning between videos, which is lots of fun, how to zoom in and zoom out on particular places, how to add titles, how to add your own voiceover, how to add some music, and then how to add some fun. So in the past, what I used to do was I used to actually, just want to see if this is on. My screen mirroring is on. What I used to do in the past is I used to show you videos of how I recorded everything. But what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to go onto my iPad. So if you'll excuse me while I just transition to my iPad. Move that out of the way. And I'm going to be using my iPad to show you how I edit. So please just bear with me and watch. There might be a slight bit of lag at this particular time. So as I explained to you, the first part that I want to do is I want to show you actually how to organize your pictures. Now, although I'm using an iPad, it'll be pretty much the same on your phone. They all have more or less the same thing. So the first thing I like to do is I go into my gallery. That's where my pictures are over there. You'll see, like everyone else, I've got a little million pictures. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new album. So at the bottom, there are albums, and I'm just going to create a new album, and I'm going to call this album Aut Video. So there you can see I've now created a little thing called Aut Video. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to select some of the videos that I've already downloaded. And I'm going to pop all of them into that particular folder. So what it's done for me is it's enabled me to go and find the pictures I want. I'm not going to go through my screen all the time. I've already moved my videos here. Now, another little trick I want to teach you, and I have been doing Canva for a really long time. I'm not sure how many of you are using Canva. Canva is a great way to combine things. So, for example, in Canva, what I've done is I'm going to make a little video here about National Burger Day. So I've created these little things in Canva. This is not a Canva lesson, but what I am going to do is I'm actually going to download them. I'm going to save them with a transparent background. I'm going to hit save. And now all those little videos, all those little covers that I've created, those little images will be there, and I'll be able to use them a bit later on when I'm moving to, I'm going to save those 4 images. I don't really need to because it's already done. Now I can go back to my images. And I'll go to all my pictures, into my library. There they are. I'm going to select them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm actually going to move them into that same album. Add to album, and I'm going to add it to the Aut Video album. So now, if I go into the Aut Video album, kind of everything I need is there at that particular time. So now let's move on to the actual video editing app, and I just need to find my video editor, which was at the bottom, but now I managed to lose it. Videos, there we are. My go-to app is VLLO. That's what I'm going to use. And when you open VLLO, that's exactly what you're going to say. It's going to say create video, edit, gift, etc. So now I am going to create one. So I'm simply going to tap on create video, and then it's going to ask me which pictures I want to use. So I can go to all, I can go to recent, or I can just click on that, and I can go to Aut Video, and it'll only show me the ones I'm going to use. So what I did was I pre-downloaded some images from Canva and some video footage that I'm going to use just to demonstrate this at the moment. So right now, what I want to do is I actually want to add that one, 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 that one. And I've just, you can see them along the bottom there. There they all are. And there's a little red button, or a little red arrow on the right-hand side, or pink one. I click that. Now it asks me what format I'd like to use. And once again, I'm going to be using 16:9, which is my kind of landscape one. If I'm making a 4:5, if I'm making a square, I could set them all over there. And also I'm going to ask it to fill the content, not to fit, so that it will fill the screen at all time. Once I've got the images I want, I simply hit Create Project. I wait while VLLO does its stuff. Now what it's done is it's actually, I've now started a project. There's everything I want. You'll see there are the videos. So I can press play to run through the video, sorry, the images, move across. Here are the videos that I've downloaded. When I press play, you can see there's the videos downloading. And now what I have at the bottom is a timeline of everything that I want at that particular stage. So the next thing is I suddenly discover that I actually want to reorder these clips. So for example, this second and third videos, I actually want to reverse these two. So simply by holding my finger down on the little clip, I can pick it up and I can move it over to the next spot where I want. Same thing with the videos. If there are two videos that I want to switch the order of, no problem. I hold down that particular video. I hold it with my finger. I pick it up just by pressing down and I move it to the spot where I want. So that's how easy it is for me to reorder my videos at this particular stage. Let's say I come to this particular image, I think, well, this last image over here, and I think, well, I want this image to appear at the end. No problem. I just hold my finger down. I pick it up. I drag and drop it across right to the end, and it now becomes my end screen. So there we go. We have an end screen. So that is quite simply how to reorder and add clips. Now, what I forgot to do is actually add a title page. So at this particular stage, I actually want to add some more to it. So I'm just going to click done over there. I'm going to be over here and I want to add a few more things to this. So for example, I want to add a title thing. So I'm going to click on the bottom. You can see there's something called picture in picture. I'm going to click on image. I'm going to go back to my images. Once again, I only want to see the auto video images. And I'm going to take this Bucks Burgers. Let's call it Bucks Burgers. There we are. I now have Bucks Burgers on the screen. I can put Bucks Burgers there. I can make it as big as I want. I can move it around. In fact, let's make it a bit smaller so it stays on the screen all the time. I'm going to leave it in the bottom right-hand side. And now what I've got is I've got Bucks Burgers. Now, as you can see, it's going to disappear after a while. So I'm simply going to hold the end of it and I'm going to stretch it all the way to the end of my video. And now I've been able to create a little overlay, add another image to it. Bucks Videos, there it is. Now if I press play, there comes the Bucks Videos. It didn't start exactly at the beginning. I click on it, use this little slider right to the end there. What I also can do is I can animate it. I can make it fade in. So now if we go back to the video, press done. Go to the beginning of the video, press play. You'll see that Bucks Burgers now slides in at that particular time. So now I've already created something quite nice. I've got a couple of little images. I've got some video. And the next thing I want to do is I come to these videos. I look at let me just press done. Sorry, because I tend to forget. And I look at this particular video and I think, well, this one here is actually, it's about 21 seconds long and I don't need it to be that long. So the first thing I'm going to do is just after this guy's had a bite, round about over here, I tap on the video, it highlights the video, and right underneath it, you'll see a little button that says split. I'm simply going to split that video and I've now got 2 sections to that video. And I can click on the one that's on the right-hand side and I can actually scroll along the bottom, and on the left-hand side, I hit delete. There we go. I've now deleted that little portion. I've made that video a little bit shorter. If I've made a mistake, please have a look. Just above his head over there, there's a little back arrow. You can see the time, kind of bottom left of the screen, little button there. Hit back, there it is back. Hit back, it's rejoined. Hit forward, it's removed it. So yes, you can, don't worry if you make a mistake, you can always take it. But for now, let's remove that portion just to make our video a little bit shorter. So I'm going to delete that portion. There we go. We've now deleted a portion. I'm just going to do one thing more. I'm going to actually bring this little video clip back. And just for a bit of fun, what I want to do with this little 6 seconds that I've clicked is I'm actually going to change the speed of that particular portion of the video. So all I do is I look along the bottom and there is a little speed button there. Now what I can do is I can actually slow the video down considerably. I can now change that to slow-mo. So now what I've created, let's go done, go back a little bit. Now watch this transition. Here's where he is. That's at full speed. And then all of a sudden, as he takes that bite and he starts enjoying it, it's going to shift to slow motion. Another thing I might want to do, if I don't want to do slow motion, I actually might want to speed it up for a little bit of fun. I could like maybe do 2.5 times the speed to make it. In fact, let's do that with a whole clip. I'm going to go back. Here's the whole clip. I'm going to go to my speed and I'm going to go to 4 times, or even let's go to twice the speed. So now what we've got is a little video clip of this guy eating really, really fast. Then he slows down again. So have some fun, play with the speed. Great time to play with the speed is when you want to emphasize something. You really want to slow it down. You want to show, for example, you're doing a cooking video and you want to show as the actual steak hits down on the braai and the flame starts shooting up, you might change that, for example, to slow motion, or you might want to speed something up if something takes a really long time. For example, you have to build or draw something, but you don't want to show them the whole process of you sitting and drawing for 5 minutes. You might use a stop motion or very high speed video just to show that as a particular thing. So there's a great little thing you can do. Have some fun, play with the speed of the video. When you're done, you just hit done and it'll save it for you over there. I did show you already, but let me show you once again. If I decide to delete a portion of the video, once again, I just, by dragging my finger along, I decide on the exact point I want it to stop. This one I want it to stop. Let's see, just after he's had that bite. I want it to stop exactly there. Split the screen, decide on the second one, and remove the second one. Simple as that. That's how easy it is now. I've deleted a video, a portion of video. I've adjusted the clip. Another thing I might want to do, which is just a little bit of fun, and I don't really have a very good clip that'll demonstrate that right now, is I might, for example, want to reverse a video. So, and I wish I should have picked in more. So let's have a look at this one. So this video here, as you can see, as I play the video, this is someone picking up the burger and about to have a bite from it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a little bit of fun. First thing I'm going to do with this particular clip is I'm actually going to duplicate this clip. On the bottom right-hand side, a little button there, a square with a plus in it, and I'm going to duplicate this clip. So now I have the same clip playing twice, as you can see. If I watch it in this particular order, there it is. There's the lady having a bite. I think that's the lady's fingers. Then the video will suddenly click and she'll take another bite. But now, just for a little bit of fun, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this particular second clip and I'm going to reverse it. And the third one on the right-hand side, some arrows going backwards, is the word reverse. Don't lock your screen. Someone's not muted. Hello, whoever that is talking to me. Give it a little bit of time. It does take a few seconds. It'll do the reverse for you. This can be a little bit of fun. For example, if you're taking a video of your kids jumping into a swimming pool, you can then take a picture of them jumping out of the swimming pool as well, which is also a great little way to do that. So now let's have a look at what we've done. What we've created here is a video with the lady picking up the video, picking up the burger, and then she's going to put it down straight away. So there we go. If I've decided I wanted to shoot both of them, there it is. I've had that done for me at that particular thing. So now we also know how to reverse a video. Another thing I might want to do is actually trim this video. There's a little bit too much time before she picks up the video. There are multiple ways to trim the video. I can either move exactly to the point where I want, which is over there, and I can hit split, and remove portion of it. So now I've actually trimmed that video. I'm just going to go back and show you that again. Find the spot where I wanted to trim. I hit split and I remove that little portion. There we go. Just to go back to the full size video. Another way I can do it is I can actually hold there's little buttons along here from start, from now. So for example, I can just click the from now button and it'll automatically take the video to the point where I am. Halfway through the video, I click the from now, that takes off the first part, or I can put until now, and that takes off the last part. So just another way to kind of edit your videos. If you find yourself a little video clip that you've made of yourself and you want to cut out the first few seconds, cut out the last few seconds, find the spot exactly where you want to be, then hit the for now, until now button. So now we've trimmed the video, we've made a video, we've added a video, we've done kind of everything we want. But let's have a little bit of fun now. What I really want to do with this video is I want to add some music to it more than anything else. So let's add a bit of music now. So just click down there. Along the bottom, you'll see a little button there called audio. So now there are different things I can do. I can add voice, I can add background music, or I can add sound effects. But I'm going to add some background music. Now, the first thing it does is it takes you to their particular sound that they've got. These are the things that they, so I can go into new. The only challenge that I have with their music is I can't listen to it until I've downloaded it. And I find that a little bit frustrating. So in other words, I kind of have to do it on a hit and miss kind of thing. I can go into my own music. I can see music that I've downloaded. So for example, I downloaded this particular track over here last night, just to add to it. It's nice and funky. So what I'm doing is I'm going to add that to the video, and I just watch this already. So there we go. I've now added some music to it. The only challenge that I've got now is you will notice that my actual video clip that I've downloaded is shorter than the video clip that I'm making by quite some time. So all I'm really going to do is I'm going to hit that, I'm going to hit duplicate, and I'm going to double them over each other. And what I want to do then is try and just hope that I can mix them so it doesn't sound too bad. Let's go there. What I'll do is I'll actually fade the volume in a little bit. So that hopefully it's not perfect, but it's pretty good. Now what I've got is I've actually got a whole lot of video music. So let's press done now. Now I've added some video to it. I've got video to my music. What I can also do with my music is I can change the volume. At the bottom there's the volume. I can bring it right down to about 15. Let's make it even softer. I'm going to do the same with the other clip. This clip over here, I'm going to bring the volume down to around about 10 or so. All I'm doing is I'm turning it into background music so it's not overpowering. In fact, it could be even lower. I mean, this is just absolutely remarkable stuff that you think that this is on your phone, on your iPad, whatever you want. You've got this little studio in your hand. Now what I've done is I've created this little video. I've got some music. But how about a voice? What if I want to add a voice to all of this? So no problem. There are different things I can do. Number one, I can actually hit voice, and I can actually record my own voice. Welcome to our burger advert. This is Mike Sade from Bucks Burgers. We're running a special this week. It's 2 burgers for the price of 1. See you on Monday. Hit pause. There it is. Press play. Welcome to our burger advert. This is Mike Sade from Bucks Burgers. We're running a special this week. It's 2 burgers for the price of 1. See you on Monday. So what I'm actually going to do, if you don't mind, is I'm actually going to delete that little clip, go back there, and what I have done is I've recorded a little voiceover, so I'm going to add some more background music, go to my own music, and something I recorded something a bit earlier on, actually using
National Hamburger Day. National Hamburger.
So what I did here was I used an artificial voice just to record myself a little voiceover. Now what I've created is the following for you to have a look at.
National Hamburger Day. National Hamburger Day on May 28th wraps up National Burger Month and also ushers in the summer grilling season. Hamburger. Seasoned ground beef, grilled, and placed between 2 slices of bread or a bun. We even top them with sautéed onions, peppers, pickles.
Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. My only frustration at the moment is I'm hating this transition from one to the other being completely plain. So if you click on those little dots with your finger or your little iPad, you'll see there are a whole lot of objects you can use. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually, because I want this to be pretty high.
National Hamburger Day on May.
Oh, I like that one. I'm actually going to change all my little
Burger
transitions to zoom in.
Grilling season. Hamburger.
But
Between 2 slices.
They don't all have to be the same. So for example, between these two, I can actually have it dissolve.
Or mayo.
Have those two dissolve.
Second, 2012. Second, 2012.
Zoom
And
out.
2014 pen.
All I'm doing is I'm just adding a little bit of fun to my videos. Let's go with dissolve. And zoom out. So now, okay, sorry, that's just the timing. Press done. Go back to the beginning of the video. So all I've done by adding a transition to the videos, I've just taken it from those boring changeovers. Let's play that for you now.
National Hamburger Day. National Hamburger Day on May 28th wraps up National Burger Month.
So
and
let me go back to this particular slide. Now I'm at this particular slide and I really do like this picture. It's a great little image. The problem is I'd like this burger to be on the other side. I'd like to reverse this. So what I'm doing is I'm actually going to click on that one. And then, where am I right now? So that's on the thing. I'll click on the video. And I don't want to duplicate it. I don't want to split it. I want to place it. Oh, come on, Mike. Done. Where's my little thing? Animation? No. How's that? Sorry, just lost my way. Layout. Done. Can't actually believe that I've picked the wrong. Sorry, there we go, resize. So let me just go back there because I mentioned that wrong. I click on the thing, I click resize. And in the resize, along the bottom, you'll see position, size, rotation, flip, crop. I'm actually going to flip this video and I'm going to flip it on its XY axis. So now what I've done is I've been able to move it away from where the logo was. So now as we move to the second one.
National Hamburger Day on May 28th wraps up National.
Whereas this particular burger, that big burger was in the way, it's now sitting on the right-hand side where I want. So I can do that with my clips. I can reverse them. If a bit of fun, I can actually turn them over. I can flip them from top to bottom. I can add a picture in picture. There's almost nothing that I can't do with that particular thing. Go back to layout. Another thing I can also do is I can zoom in on a particular video. And I want you to have a look on the left-hand side there, a little white button and the words that say partial setting. By hitting the partial setting, it means I'm going to make changes to the video at a particular place. So at this particular place, I'm going to switch on partial settings. And now what I want my video to actually do, that's actually to move it. Let's just go back to size. What I want to do is I'm actually going to zoom in on the video at that particular size, and then done. Now what I've created is a video that goes in. I can move it on a little bit to about over there. Let's just move that partial Just want to remove that partial setting. Go to the beginning of the video. But let me do this on a slightly longer one, might give you a better idea. Over there, once again, hit the partial setting. Then I'm going to go a bit further on. I'm going to hit partial setting again. And on this particular partial setting, I actually want to increase the size of my video and move it down. Now what I've created is a video that actually moves. So press done, press play.
Or a bun. We even top them with sauteed onions, peppers, pickles, sliced onions, or cheese. Add condiments such as ketchup, mustard, or mayo. Any of these.
So just once again, I can tell you there's almost nothing that you can't do with this particular video at any particular time. It's just a remarkable little video editing suite sitting here absolutely free of charge. Now we've added a voiceover, we've added some music. The last thing I want to do is I actually want to save this particular video. Top right hand, there's a little button there called save. I look there, I say, okay, I want to save it as a video. I want to save the resolution as high. I want to save the playback frame rate as 30. I can change it, but that's where I always play back my videos at 30. And then I don't want an alarm to be on when it's finished, and I press export. I give it a minute or so to create the video. Excuse me, looking down every now and again. I'm just looking down at my iPad that I've opened in front of me. And there we are, it's saved to the camera roll. I can now go into my camera roll, go to all my library, and there's my little video that I created. Can't really show it to you very well at the moment because I'm using an AirPlay to transfer it to you, but I now have the little video, as you can see in my, there it is, all my little things. I can go back to VLLO. I can edit the same video, go back to that very last screen where I was, that's how my video ends. Decide at this particular place, I actually want to add more to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another picture. I'm going to add another image there. And I want to add this one so I can tell people to follow me on Facebook. I'll even, what I want to do with that particular thing is I'm actually going to animate it. I want it to, let's slide it in, unfold right, unfold left. Let's see if we can, see if I can find something. Slide from the right. That's nice. And when it goes
sorry
up,
to interrupt you. I just want to ask you, why do you play back at 30?
Because that's the standard playback speed for all devices. So you always play back at 30, whether you shoot at 24, you shoot at 120. That's how you make something slow motion, by shooting at 120 and playing back at 30. If I were to play 120 back at 120, you would just see this very fast thing. So whenever I'm making video, in fact, even your iPhone or whatever phone you have in front of you, it's shooting and playing back at 30 all the time. And when you shoot slow-mo, what it's doing is it's actually shooting at 120 or 240 and then playing back to you at 30. So 30 is your kind of playback at 30 all the time. Sorry, I saw that question from Rafael at the moment. Unless you want to play back at high speed, but most of your phone, they're going to play back at 30 anyway. So I just want to show you what I've created here with the titles is as my video finishes. I've got my little man come flying in there. In fact, we got him flying out the wrong way. So let's animate that. I want to go to the out. And I want it to carry on driving out. So what did I create there? Press play. In comes, out goes. Now, if you think that you're doing this on your phone and your iPad, This is kind of high. Oh, how to add subtitles? No problem. I just saw that question over there. At any particular time that I want to add subtitles, what I'll do is I'll just go along to the bottom here. Let's say from here, anywhere from, sorry, done. There's my text. There's my text or a caption, whichever I want to do. I can add text. I can then look through their particular text and see if there's something that I like. So, but I'm just going to, for example, add that there, text there, double click on it. This is a subtitle. Press the click. There we go. Decide how big I want it. Decide how long I want it to be up for. What I tend to do is I tend to try and use the same one over and over so I don't lose it. This is a subtitle. All I do is I click the duplicate button at the bottom there and I move that one somewhere else. Second one here. This is another subtitle. So there we go. And if I think that's too big, no problem. I can just squeeze it, bring it down, play it out there. So that's how you add titles or subtitles to your particular video. If you want your subtitles to, sorry, okay, so Trevor said, in the beginning, I recorded at 20 frames per second. Yes, I recorded at 24 frames per second. I'm playing back at 30. It just gives me a more realistic look. If you want to avoid this completely and you just want to like stand or something, record at 30, shoot at 30, you're going to get an absolutely great video. But 24 frames per second just gives a slightly more realistic look. I know to most untrained eyes, you won't be able to tell the difference. So don't worry about it. If you want to stay with something safe, record at 30, playback at 30 is absolutely perfect. You're certainly not going to, it's not a movie you're making. I wouldn't even worry about that. So if as I say, for sake of easiness, no problem. Okay, so how do you get the subtitles to repeat everything that is being said? Well, unfortunately, you'd have to type it out. That's what you have to do. Or, Leon, what you can do is you can go, when you load it to YouTube have a subtitle facility where you'll be able to actually click their subtitle and it will automatically transfer your voice into subtitles. Unfortunately, that requires some pretty mean software. I'm sure you can download a bit yourself. But for now, for yourself, if you want to run subtitles that actually have what you say, you physically have to type them, or you could have them on a document and cut and paste them. So it's not impossible, but and also not everyone wants subtitles. So sometimes what I might do is I might reinforce one or two words or one or two sentences. So for example, I might say, join us. For those of you that are interested, Friday, the 28th of May is actually National Burger Day. Join us on Friday, the 28th of May. There's a little video, a little clip that I've put there. I can, if I don't want it there, I can put it up at the top there. There are just so many things I can do. I can change the font, give it something a little bit more modern. I can make it a typewriter font. Anything I want, I can put it there. There's little fonts, little changes. That's how you add titles, subtitles, anything you want to it. As I say, my kind of go-to app is I like to go to Canva. Then what I'll do in Canva is I'll create. So let me just go done there, go back to picture in picture. I'm going to add another image, go back to the stuff. There's join us on National Burger Day. Let's make that really big. Let's put it on the top there. So now I've created another little overlay. It comes up on.
Add condiments such as ketchup, mustard, or mayo.
For a little bit of fun, I might also want to do something like this. So I can go to images. I can go and even look for GIFs. Go to VLLO stock. I can go to the VLLO stock. I can go to countdowns. I can go to intros. I can find backgrounds. I can find sci-fi stuff. Put little stuff on top of everything. Overlay just for fun.
Add condiments such as ketchup, mustard.
That one is ugly as can be. I'm just going to delete it. There's the delete button. That's gone there. So I hope, Leon, that kind of answers your question about subtitles. But have some fun, play with your videos. This VLLO is just an absolutely remarkable thing. I just want to talk a little bit about adding music to your videos. Now, very often when people want to add music, and let me just quickly remove the music over here. I'm going to delete that music again. Now I've got this video. I want to add some music. I hit audio. And what I really want to do is I want to add some well-known song that everyone's going to love. But that's fantastic until you try stick it on Facebook or you try stick it on YouTube, and you either get banned or blocked, or they cut out the volume for your thing. So wherever possible, even the music's not really perfect, go into their particular, go into somewhere where they've got, but yeah, let's try rock today. No problem. Click done. Play.
National Hamburger Day.
Once again, the only thing I'm not happy with it is volume's gone all.
National Hamburger Day, May 28th, wraps up.
I've got, in fact, too many songs here. So let's just delete. I actually deleted the music. Made a mistake. I deleted the music. As you'll see, I do use the back button a lot.
National Hamburger Day on.
So when it comes to music, please be careful. Make sure you're using licensed music. Can you find a ketchup image? With pleasure, Leon, there are lots of ways I can find one. I could either go into, let's go into their pictures quickly, picture in picture, go to images. Let's look at the VLLO stock. Do they have a search button? I've actually forgotten if they've got a search button up here or not. Photos, games, sci-fi, backgrounds, glitter. Okay, so the best answer for me there is actually quickly to go. What I will do is I'll open Canva. I'll just create another page in Canva. Then I'll go to my elements and I'll search for ketchup. Search for ketchup, take a nice ketchup bottle, put it out there. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to download with transparency. Unfortunately, it's going to download all of them, but that's no problem for me at the moment. Another thing, another picture that I might want to try quickly. That's why Canva is such an incredible tool to work with. Add new page, go to this page. Now I'm actually going to go to photographs. I'm going to search for ketchup again. Search for ketchup. I'm going to look for pictures of ketchup. There we go. But I don't want just any pictures of ketchup. I'm going to go and filter it, and I want cutouts only. Now let's see if we can find a nice ketchup. Oh, look, there's ketchup letters even. Let's use that one. There we go. Once again, save with transparency. I always want to save with transparency so that I can overlay it over my other pictures. Let's give it a few seconds to download. Go back into VLLO. Where's that particular moment where he talks about, let's say this is the particular moment that he talks about ketchup. No problem. I will now go to picture in picture, add another image, add my ketchup bowl. There we go. Make it a bit bigger. I'll even animate it. I want it to slide up when it comes up. Oh, I love that. Isn't that nice? Done. Now what I've got, let's leave that over there. Go back a little bit. Now I've created this.
Bread or a bun. We even top them with sauteed onions, peppers, pickles, sliced onions, or cheese. Add condiments such as ketchup.
Okay, let's do this quickly. I want to move the ketchup. There's my little slider. I actually want to find the spot where
The world's largest version of a hamburger.
I think I missed the ketchup part.
Onions or cheese. Add condiments such as ketchup, mustard, or mayo. Any of these combinations create a modern American.
So just by finding the right images in the right places, overlaying in the right places, I could have had the ketchup flying in, I could have had the mustard flying in, I could find another video to put in there, I could change the music, I can change the speed. It's just, I know I keep using the word remarkable, but I'm still blown away by what's available and what's free at the moment to use. So in a nutshell, that's kind of everything. We've gone from organizing your folder to how to start the project. We've chosen the pictures we want. We've reordered them. We've added some images when we needed to. We've learned to split a video. We've deleted a portion of it. We've adjusted the speed. We sped some up. We slowed some down. We've reversed one video, that one right at the end there. We now have that lady picking up the video and putting down the video. So let's just show you that one again. What else have we done? We've zoomed in and out of one particular video. We've certainly learned transitioning, just to show you there are lots of transitions. So for example, this particular one over here, I'd rather it was a, what should we do? Probably a fade would work better here then. It's going to be a dissolve. That's probably much better. Done. Play. So we've done that. We've added titles. We've added our own voiceover. We've added our own music. We've produced it by hitting the produce button up at the top there. The really nice thing about VLLO is even if I go out of VLLO right now, I'll find it in my projects all the time. It's always here. I can go and re-edit it anytime I want. I can go rework it. I can duplicate it. I can change something. I can find I made a spelling mistake, which I often do and have to come back and redo it. So there's kind of everything. So there's really now no excuse. You have now all learned. Let me just change this back to my, just give me 1 second. Let's go back there. So you've now kind of all learned to transition. You've learned to, in fact, you can edit. You can go away, go win yourself an 1.5 hour free consultation with me by making your own video. Go give it a try. I see that Charlene Brett's on at the moment. Now that's a wonderful voice. If you've ever heard a voiceover, highly critical of herself. Hello, Charlene. How are you? So I think her voice is absolutely amazing. And then she listens to her own voice and she tells me a million things that's wrong with her own voice. And I just sit there and say, I would die to have a voice that sounded like that on a recording. So looking forward to it. I'd like to open it to questions right now. Let me in fact go back to the presentation. I think we've kind of done everything. We've done all of those. I used to show them as videos. I'm now just want to go through it all back there. Use royalty-free video. Maybe what I can do is show you my own little video that I created. Just give me 1 second to pop that on the screen. Let's see if I can show you that video. Sorry, it's busy opening at the moment, taking its time. I don't know what it wants me to do. So what I did for a little bit of fun is I went and created one video myself using all the techniques that I hide all. Okay, so let me, where are we now? Share screen. I am going to share a screen this time just so you can watch the video. Share screen. Sharing the wrong screen. Give me 1 second. Zoom. Come Zoom. Sorry, my apologies. Now Zoom's gone missing. Can you believe it? Okay, there's my little video. Let's see if I can play it for you. Hi all, my name is Mike Said, and I'm a Johannesburg-based content creator. I've embraced video as a way to assist my clients to grow and scale their businesses. When I'm not jumping off cliffs, out of perfectly good airplanes, or sliding along some thin piece of wire suspended over a cliff, I'm constantly looking for ways to help them sell more stuff to more people for more money, more efficiently, and of course, more often. After 30 years in the restaurant industry, I realized that clients the world over need assistance in discovering their story, then being able to verbalize it, and finally telling that story in a way that's both engaging and captivating to their audience. I'm a visual storyteller. By engaging with my clients to discover what drives them, motivates them, has brought them success, and of course, in understanding what their challenges are, I work alongside them to craft their story to assist them in telling it. I'm inspired by my clients. I take a personal interest in their success and enjoy nothing more than watching a campaign unfold and of course watching sales climb through the roof. One thing I've learned over the years is that anything that does not generate results is not only bullshit, but very expensive bullshit at that. How can I help you? So there we go in a nutshell. That video was made in about 30 seconds using every one of the techniques that I showed you. Recording my own voice, recording my own video, using a tripod, using a bit of titling. So the challenge is over to all of you. Go and make a video. Go and do not use popular music. Where are we with that one? Go make a video. Have some fun. Go out there. As I said, your first video is probably going to be cuck. I'm sorry. But your second one will be better and then better and better and better till eventually you're making great videos, sending them to your clients. Just one more thing I want to talk about. Once you've made a video, you might find that the video is a little bit too big to send out. That's one of the challenges that you might come across. There is a program called Handbrake, and you can download that. I know someone's going to type it into the message for me right now. You can download that at handbrake.fr. And what you do with Handbrake is you're able to reduce the size of a video without actually taking away from the quality of the video at that particular time. So that's a great one. I see Rafael's using a nice green screen there with a background. And then every now and again, someone pops their head in from the side. Hello, whoever's visiting with Rafael. Don't disappear. Give us a wave. Thank you very much. Have some fun. Go make some videos. What more can I tell you? It's all in your hands. Please feel free to message me, WhatsApp me, email me. I'm only too happy to help. Share some information. I know this video has been recorded, so you can go back and you can watch it again. You can go through the different phases. And I see Laurie's nodding as she bites her lip. You see, I'm watching you. Don't laugh at her, Tracy. Yeah, this is video making is just fun. It's exciting. It's different. And also your clients love it. I got to this. We all know that we don't even want to read anymore. We simply just want to watch all the time. So I can't. Where's the chat? I'd love to see the chat, but I've lost my little Zoom thing at the moment. Stop sharing. There we go. I'm back now. Let's see what's happening in the chat.